What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And an hour ago, ESBC tweeted this with the eye emoji, and they've just posted this video, ESBC development update, new gameplay. So let's jump into it. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited.
Hey Fight fans, this is Will Kinsler from the team at Steel City.
Let's get up to that 1080. There we go.
City Interactive. You might recognize me as Rackzilla if you're on our Discord server. I'm the Director of Global Communications at SCI, and I'm here to show you what we've been up to lately.
I'm so fucking excited.
With ESBC development. Today we're going to talk about camera angles, improvement to punches, inside fighting, and more. Let's jump into it. That's right, we're opening
Oh, that looks naughty.
up with this modern classic matchup between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, who you're seeing in the ring together in ESBC for the very first time. Here you can see we've got a variety of camera angles in the works.
Not a fan of that one.
There's a wide angle view that shows all the action for those of you who want to see as much as possible. There's a close-up view that really highlights those toe-to-toe moments and beautiful game visuals. We've even got a cinematic camera that gives you a number of perspectives to view what's happening inside the ring. We'll continue to experiment and add more cameras to offer a variety of ways to view gameplay. When it comes to authentic boxing, another area we want to give attention to is fighting on the inside. As boxing fans, we appreciate those moments where fighters are right on top of each other, looking for that opportunity to throw a shot that will connect at just the right time. It's still a work in progress, but
the inside fight, in my opinion, definitely looks better than the distance fight, and it looked like the footwork was not perfect in that Wilder Fury bit, but still.
Here's a glimpse of our first pass at fighting on the inside. You can see how the fighters shift stances as they get into close-range combat. With our physics system coming into play, short hooks and uppercuts might land, or they could glance off an opponent, depending on your position. And now we've got a fighter we've never shown before in ESBC. I'm really excited to announce joining...
Whoa, hold on a second, Will. Get out of here. If it's a fighter announcement, I'm in charge, ladies and gentlemen, of making that announcement. Introducing to you, for the first time ever, with ESports Boxing Club, from the Steel City himself, the home of Steel City Interactive. He is the former welterweight champion of the world. Welcome, Kell Brook!
Oh, nice.
For round two. Well, we've just
How about this fantasy matchup between the Cobra and Sweet Hands? We're showing Carl Froch and Caleb Plant in ESBC for the
Caleb Plant looks real good there.
First time as we talk through this next section.
Look at Plant's shoes. He's looking sick.
Fighters will tell you that where a shot lands can make a big difference, and the same is true in ESBC. There are impact areas on an opponent's face, so a glancing blow will have a reduced chance to cause serious damage, where that big shot to the temple might just be enough to bring the fight to a close.
I really like the close-up camera, but now we've seen like different, more zoomed out ones. I'm preferring the zoomed out ones, to be honest. Not super zoomed out, but just like a mid-range.
If you want to have a great boxing game, the punches have to both look and feel right. That's something we believe, and that's something we hear often from you as well. That's why we'll work on and polish punches until we're satisfied they meet our standard. In a previous update, we showed off our 36 punch controls.
You see him take a knee with the body shot.
After consultation with world champion boxers and improvement to our punch mechanics, we now have more than 60 individual punches. We've put significant effort into additional capture to help get us there, and this will continue to be an area of focus of development. Power punches are now available for every single punch type. Power jabs, straights, hooks, and uppercuts. It's all there. Want to throw that power jab to slow an advancing opponent? Now you can. Maybe you'd like to set up a trap.
It's crazy how this game, you can tell it wasn't all recorded within the same week, because the gameplay at the start didn't look anywhere near as good as this gameplay they've shown over the last couple of minutes.
To land that big right hand to end the fight. It's up to you when to put a little something extra on your punches. Just make sure you don't get carried away so you still have some energy in those championship rounds. We've talked a lot about the process of scanning fighters.
See, now this looks brilliant. So the gameplay at the start of this shoot clearly wasn't new in comparison, which is great. I'm sure a lot of people were at the start thinking, even I was thinking, why does it look worse than before? But now this looks like, this looks years better than the gameplay we saw literally 4 minutes ago.
And how that helps us create lifelike visuals.
Oh,
and that's true.
Movement.
But we don't only rely on scans. Our team has worked out the finer details when it comes to visual fidelity. You can see individual muscles flexing when punches are thrown. There's real-time body and facial deformation when impactful punches land. We believe these are difference makers when it comes to creating an immersive boxing experience, and it's important to us to take the time to touch on these areas.
The way Fury stepped back then, that little dot, and you saw all his spare meat. I mean, just, oh my god. I'm going to be critical of it. Of course, like I said at the start, didn't look amazing, but this is looking incredible.
Now it's time to hop in and answer a few of your questions about ESBC.
Oh, damn.
Josh asks, how does the judging system
Josh is
work?
going to be buzzing.
Well, Josh, we're not ready for a deep dive on judging today, but I can tell you that there will be a variety of outcomes at the end of fights. There are multiple judges. They may not see a fight the same way. So
They may not see all see a fight the same way.
So you'll have to be thoughtful about your game plan so you don't end up in a draw or on the wrong end of one of those majority decisions. More on that in the future. Shy760 asks, will we be able to change the button layout? So the controls we showed in the last dev walkthrough are our current default, and we are pretty happy with them, but we're actively testing alternate control options. We aren't 100% locked in on anything, and we'll continue to test options and read feedback when it comes to what you're saying about controls.
Agalos P has a question about DLC. Well, Agalos, it's not time yet to talk about DLC plans. However, we do want to touch on the roster and some of the speculation we've seen. We've signed a lot of fighters and have made several roster announcements over the last year, and have even signed fighters we've yet to reveal. Some of you have been following our announcements and have said things like, there's no way all of these fighters will be in ESBC when it drops. And if you've shared a comment like that, you're correct. There will be boxers who are included in the game at launch, and some who will be a part of our DLC rollout over time. Most boxers who aren't in at launch will be paid DLC, but there will also be some free DLC to look forward to. So, what can we tell you right now about the ESBC release roster? As we've said, we're working toward the largest roster of licensed fighters ever in a boxing game. In order to totally lock down our roster, we have to get fighter scans into our development pipeline and approved, working around boxers' busy schedules to do so. All of this, of course, has been challenging during the ever-changing COVID landscape. That means today, we don't have a finalized list of boxers who will make the released roster. Now, we know a top priority for many of you is making sure some of the best fighters in the sport are in ESBC on day one when you purchase the game. So you'll see Canelo, Ali,
Come on, bro. Canelo on day one. Let's go.
Fury, Wilder, Terrence Crawford, Joe Frazier, Roy Jones, Lomachenko, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, and more the very first time you play. And we'll continue to share more of our finalized roster as we get closer and lock in those names. But we want to make sure you understand our philosophy around the roster and where we're at right now.
Before we go, we want to thank you for your continued support and belief in us as we work to bring boxing back to gaming where it belongs, as well as for your patience so we can make sure we deliver the most authentic experience possible. Make sure you head over to Steam and add ESBC to your wish list. There's a link down there below.
Wow. Well, I have to say, that gameplay not only looked incredible, you can tell from the start to like 4 minutes later, the improvements are drastic, incredible. Kell Brook as well, awesome. Talks of the DLC, talks of big fighters, you know, Canelo and Loma, Ali, things like that, off bounce, off release day one, which is awesome. Wow, what an 17th of February, what a random time to drop it, you know, but it is what it is, I suppose. I honestly, I am blown away by this, I really am. I'm going to be breaking it down in detail, I'm going to be going through my opinions bit by bit on the gameplay as well, and yeah. Incredible stuff, guys. I'm wow, really blown away by that, but, you know, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember, it's a work in progress still. And yeah, you can definitely see from the start, I was a bit janky. And then 4 minutes into the gameplay, you're like, fuck me, it looks incredible. I think they've done it so we can see improvements. But yeah, really amazed, guys. I really am. But thank you as always for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.